Evening peeps, you're not meant to be looking at that. You're not meant to be looking at that. Meant to be looking at that. You've just seen the We Are Driven intro. The We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. Get yourselves over to Facebook, click all those like buttons, then go join up to We Are Driven, find out what that's all about, and then get yourselves over to www.justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's journey. Go and help out there if you can. So it's the Audi TTs tonight, as you would have seen from this sneaky little fly that you weren't meant to be looking at. So we're pushing Archie's journey and Autism Speaks with the Audi TT League. Unfortunately, the YouTube login decided to kick me out as soon as I fired the stream up, so I've had to restart it with a very shoddy title. So it's just P1RC Audi TTs tonight until I finish the stream and can edit it. But yes, we're on for a 40-minute race tonight round at the infamous Dragon Trail Seaside, also known as just straight out Chicane of Death. You'll see why when we get there. Let's just have a look at some scores before we get into these lobbies. Let me just make that a little bit bigger so my old poorly eyes can see it. There we go. So leading the way at the minute after round 4 is P1 Dylan with 83 points. Driving for We Are Driven. I'm not going to go through all the teams. You can see those on the left-hand side there. Obi-Wan in second with 77 points. Raffo third with 60 points. Skippy fourth with 51 points. Dizzy fifth with 46. Sixth for Rob with 42 points. Valium on 38 points for 7th. We've got Rick 2 in 8th with 31 points. Champ 9th, 27 points. 10th for Dodge 62 with 24 points. 11th for Pilgrim, 22 points. 12th for Manny with 19 points. 13th for Doug's with 13 points. 14th for Popeye with 12 points. 15th for Winnie with 11 points. 16th for Magenta Fez with 9 points. 17th for Infinity Decals with 7, and MRC Shuri, who had a sit-in last week, a bit of a stand-in driver for us. He's right at the back of the pack with 6 points. So if we go look at, come on, get those up. If we go and look at team points, let me just flip back to that screen. You can see the teams down the left-hand side there. So we've got We Are Driven, Team Autism, and Archie's Journey, the 3 teams. A couple of reserve drivers in there, one of those being Dizzy, one of those being Shuri. So teams points, We Are Driven leading the way with 215 points, Archie's Journey second with 196 points, and Autism Speaks with 157 points there. So that is stand-ins up till now. Merch still available, people. T-shirts and stickers if you want them. Get hold of me at darksmoker@googlemail.com or shout me up on the Facebook page if you want any of that. Right, into the lobby then. 15 out of 16 drivers. Let's see who we've got. We've got Valium, Rob, Raffo, Skippy, Rick 2, Popeye, Magenta Fez, Dodgy Winnie, Obi-Wan, Manny the Gamer, Doug's, Slow Seamus, JPH making an appearance tonight. So yes, a 40-minute race round at Dragon Trail Seaside. Let's get ourselves into this lobby, find somebody who's coming to this start-finish straight. Who's it going to be? Okay. Let's get ourselves a bit of an onboard lap with Obi, shall we? So it's just a great big triangle, as you can see from the map in the top right hand corner. So onto this start finish straight. That is not the line. The line's coming up now. So he crosses the line, just puts in her fastest lap so far, 1:45.3, through the little kink to the right then, keeping all the power on, braking just at the start of the curving, bam, hard on the brakes in these Audi TTs, just trying to catch the apex on the left and on the right. Got to be careful you don't run it out too wide here into the sand. Through that little kink, again, just easy to catch a wheel on there and get your car a bit sideways. Through this very fast kink right down to the first of the almost hairpins. Carry a fair amount of speed through there, but again it's easy to run wide. Over the hill then into the fastest of the chicanes. Say the fastest, the most open out of the three. So this is chicane 2, big wide sweeping corners, up and over the hill again through the left. Again, just got to be careful you don't run it out too wide there. Clip the apex on the left hand side then. Braking about the 150 mark, just letting off the gas there was Obi-Wan. Into hairpin 2. Rick 2 just dipping a wheel on the curb, as does Obi. And into what is commonly known chicane of death. The way in's quite nice, the way out's not so nice. Just letting off there then, 2 great big walls ready to stop you dead there if you get that all wrong. Obi making it through cleanly onto this back straight then, under the bridges. And just this little final hairpin to go. They are quite wide hairpins, to be honest. He chucks himself in the pits anyway, so we're not going to see a finish of that hot lap, but he put in 1:45.3 for his last one. Let's get ourselves back out on track, see what everyone else is doing. So Rafo's got himself second with a 1:45.9. So you'll see 3 different liveries, obviously for the 3 different teams. Rafo in the white livery there for We Are Driven. Obi-Wan in the red, Autism Speaks. And the blue of Valiant there, representing Archie's journey. So he's got himself third on the grid at the minute, 1:45.9 for Valiant. Slow Seamus, think reserve driver tonight, 1:46.2 for him. Not sure which team he's representing tonight. Rob is parked in the barrier, no damage on that car, so he has gone straight on. He's got himself 5th on the grid though with a 1:46.3. JPH got himself 6th with a 1:46.7. Skippy 7th, 1:46.8. Rick 2, a 1:46.8 as well. Popeye in 9th, 1:47.3 for him. Winnie in 10th. No hot lap on the board yet. Dodgy, 1:40. Oh, he must have put a lap in, sorry, Winnie at some point. 1:48.5 then for Dodgy. So that puts Winnie on about a 1:47.8-ish. Manny the Gamer then 12th, 1:49.5. Doug's in 13th, 1:51.5 for him. Magenta Fez sitting at the back of the pack at the minute, 1:55.8, her fastest. Again, tricky course to master this one. You've got to know how much speed to carry into these chicanes and the hairpins, know when to brake, etc. Obi-Wan then holding on to that pole position at the minute. Looking comfortable in the Audi then. So yes, 40-minute race round here tonight. Should make for some good action. No Dylan. That's going to allow Obi-Wan to close the gap up on him. He'll actually take the lead if he wins this race. Raffo then 145.5 for him. Valium still third. Nobody making any moves at the minute. Slightly quicker from Popeye. Oh, sideways into the second chicane. Sideways out as well. 147.0 for him. Gets himself up into 9th. Dodgy just going a bit quicker as well. 147.3 gets himself 10th. Winnie on a 147.4 now. Gone a little bit quicker. Annie also gone a bit quicker. 149.4. Still 12th. Doug's 13th. He's also gone a bit quicker. 149.9 for him. Magenta Fez, her best 155.8 then. So qualifying pretty much done. 10 minutes. Scally, evening brother. How are you, mate? Long time no see. All sorts of things have happened since I've last seen you, mate. All sorts of things. So, Obi-Wan on pole then. He's looked pretty strong in the Audis, to be honest. He's actually gone a little bit quicker there again. 145.0. Cements his pole position. Good to hear, Scalbags. Good to hear. Right, let me have a swig of my coffee before it goes cold and I get too carried away with this race and forget it and it goes completely cold. Warm the old throat up before we carry on. So, wait for these lights to come on and then drop. Raffo actually has a slight advantage here as he is on the inside for the first little kink. If he can get a good start. Oh, it's not a great start. Shows slow Seamus just pulling over to the side of the track. I think because he's a reserve driver, he doesn't want to get involved in anybody else's battles. So he keeps himself at the back for now, and now he can get the power down unless he's got some kind of problem, but he is on the move now. So Obi-Wan hold to the lead through the first chicane. Oh, who's that going a little bit deep there? Valium cutting that turn. Slowed him down. Top two have made a little bit of a break already. So Obi-Wan and Raffo storming away at the minute. They've already got 1.2 seconds over third place Valium. He's got his teammate JPH pushing him around. Will they work together to close that gap back up? So that's a great big gap early on. JPH 4th then, Robin 5th, Winnie in 6th, Doug's 7th, Skippy 8th, Rick 2 in 9th, Dodgy 10th, Popeye in 11th, Slow Seamus in 12th, making up a couple of positions already. Magenta Fez 13th, oh sorry, Manny the Gamer 13th, and Magenta Fez 14th. Obi-Wan and Raffo still neck and neck. Pulled a little bit more time from the drivers behind. JPH actually getting through there into third, so overtaking teammate Valium. There's a fair few Archie's Journey cars up the front half of the pack. Oh, into the wall there for Rob. If it finishes like this, they'll have some good points on the board for tonight. Yeah, do that, Scalbags. A bit of time over Valium as well. So let's just get ourselves on board with Obi-Wan. Looking back, oh, look at the gap he's now got between himself and Raffo. 0.9 of a second. Broken that slipstream toe just about. Drops to 0.8 of a second. Raffo slowly closing him back up though. And again, JPH just in the background. He has managed to pull away from 4th place Valium and is looking to pile the pressure on these top two. Can Obi-Wan make that full break? Can he get out of that slipstream range from Raffo? Over the brow of the hill then, into the second of the hairpins coming up. Raffo just 0.7 of a second back. JPH still 1.4, he's got to close up. He's out of the slipstream range from Raffo, but if these two get into any kind of battle, it'll help JPH out. Valium still 4th, then Rob 5th, Winnie still 6th. Skippy 7th, it was dodgy kicking up sand there, right behind Skippy in 8th. Through that chicane of death then, whoa, everyone getting through there cleanly so far. Popeye in 10th, Magenta Fez coming through in 11th then. Sorry, Manny, I don't know why I keep calling you Magenta. Manny into 11th, Rick 2 12th. Just over being overtaken by Slow Seamus. So Slow Seamus 12th then. Rick 2 in 13th and Magenta in 14th. Rear end damage for Magenta. She's got something wrong somewhere. Maybe backwards into the chicane of death. Just clipping the wall on the way through maybe. Obi-Wan still not out of the woods yet. 0.6 of a second between himself and Raffo. On board with the second place man, looking to hunt down that top spot. Gets the gap down to 0.6 of a second. So well within slipstream range now. Just putting in fastest lap of the race. Putting in purple sectors as well. So fuel depletion and tyre wear is at ×3 in these races. Damage is on light. So it does mean you slow down a little bit for a few seconds, but no trip to the pits. Obi-Wan then stretching out over the hill, 0.9 of a second. It did just stretch up to a second there. Obi-Wan definitely looking to try and get away here. Still pulling time over third place man JPH. He's now 1.8 seconds back. So treacherous through that chicane of death. So just starting to fall away then, Raffo. Maybe it is just over a second then, the slipstream range. He is slowly closing back in. Pull 2.1 over third place JPH now then. 2.4 between himself and Rob. Rob's actually got himself past Valium. Valium down in 5th now. Winnie still being chased by Skippy. Skippy actually closed the gap up on him, out of any threat from Dodgy now. They were neck and neck coming through chicane of, second hairpin. Dugs and Popeye neck and neck. Popeye with the inside line down towards first hairpin. Holds the line through there. Whoa, a little bit of contact on the way out for Dugs. Just nudged Popeye a tiny bit wide there, pushed him on the grass, had to slow him down a bit. Slow Seamus then holding 11th. Manny the Gamer all over his rear end though. Gets the second chicane a little bit wrong. Loses a tiny bit of time to Slow Seamus through there. So Rick 2 13th. Magenta Fez slowly closing up on him as well. Obi-Wan then, he is just creeping ahead. He's made up a 10th. Might not seem a lot, but like I say, if he can break that toe, it's up to 1.3 now, just through that final turn. Having a good drive already tonight then, Obi-Wan, the force is with him. JPH 3rd. Rob in 4th, Valium 5th. These two are going to have a bit of a ding-dong, but being teammates, I hope there's no coming togethers. Skippy just having to make an avoiding action there, not to take Winnie out. Dodgy then 8th, chasing those two down. He's managed to make a break from Popeye. Oh, okay. Popeye up into 9th. Slow Seamus 10th. Doug's now 11th. He must have got something wrong somewhere. He just got himself past Popeye, but he's dropped himself all the way down to 11th. Manning the Gamer now all over the back of him and not Slow Seamus. Rick 2 then, he must have made a mistake somewhere as well in 13th. 24 seconds down. Starting to pull time over Magenta Fez again, 10 seconds. Just trying. Whoa, all wrong for Valium. Into the wall he goes. And it's as quick as that. He's picked up some damage. He's going to be running slowly for a few seconds. Might lose a couple of positions here to Skippy and Winnie as they're closing up on him. Damage is still not repaired. It's slowly. Oh, who's that that just fired themselves off? Skippy, where are you going? I know you're Australian and you like the beach, but, you know, that's not the time, mate. It's not the time. Losing positions then. Down in 8th. Dodgy getting past. Puts himself under threat from Slow Seamus. Popeye closing in on that fight as well. Oh, Slow Seamus actually just got himself past Popeye. Maybe a couple of mistakes setting in the chicane of death then. Manny 11th. Doug's 12th, but it's a fair way back, so maybe another mistake into the chicane of death. Yeah, Rick 2's closed up on him, full 10 seconds as well. He was 24, 25 seconds back. He's now only 16. Again, pulled a bit more time over Magenta. Comfortably out front then now for P1 Obi-Wan. Gap sitting at over 2 seconds then. So as long as he doesn't stick it in the wall coming through here. Whoa, just a little scrape on the way out. Slowed him down a little bit. Does bring that gap down to back below 2 seconds. Raffo getting a better exit through there. Gains almost 4/10 on P1 Obi-Wan through that little mistake. Don't forget to click that like button, people. Share it out. Make sure you tell your mums. Still at 1.6 then, the gap up front. Raffo keeping himself out of danger. He's still got 2.5 seconds to JPH behind. Rob actually closing that gap up a little bit as well. It was about 2.5 seconds back to Rob in 4th, but he's closed that back up to 2 seconds. That's a great big gap back to Winnie in 5th, 7.3 seconds. Skippy actually getting past Valium as well. Valium in 6th. Skippy back up into 7th. Dodgy's through into 8th. Slow Seamus 9th. All over the back end of Dodgy as they run down towards the second chicane. Nowhere to go through here really. He's going to have to hold his... Just wait a little bit until he comes over the brow of the hill and push down towards hairpin 2. If he can carry the speed. Dodgy not giving him much of a slipstream. No, he backs off into the second hairpin. Heading down towards chicane of death. It can be tricky being this close. It can be intimidating with the driver right behind you as well. No mistakes from either driver. Seamus was going for a move then, but he might try it here down into the final turn. again backs off. Can he get a better run out of this final turn though, and make a move on Dodgy down this start-finish straight? In the slipstream, closing up. Actually helping Dodgy, so I'm not sure if he's driving for the Autism Speaks team. If he is, fair play. If he's not, well, fair play. Just giving Dodgy a little helping hand down the circuit there then, pushing him slightly closer towards Skippy. Again, not necessarily making a move here. Seamus might just be helping the team out. Bit of a gap back to Popeye in 10th as well, 7.1 seconds. Manny another 7.5 back. So he comes into that same turn. Rick 2, another 15 seconds down for Rick. Duggs is in the pits, having a fresh set of tyres put on for him. Out on a set of mediums. Magenta Fez just coming down this start-finish straight, but not close enough to make a move on Duggs. Fresh tyres as well for Duggs. He'll slowly but surely pull away at probably anyway. Back up front then, Obi-Wan, 2.1 second lead. Raffo under even less threat now. The gap behind him down to 4.3 seconds. JPH not able to pile any pressure on. Rob as well in 4th, not able to close that gap up. It's extended actually to 2.3 seconds. Tyres not looking too bad on Rob's car though, a bit more worn out on JPH's. Very similar on Raffo's. Oh, look at the tyre wear on Obi-Wan's. Going to see a very late stop or a no stop from Obi-Wan maybe. For Obi-Wan at the minute. The gap extends again up to 2.3 seconds. JPH holding that 3rd. Rob's closed that gap in a little bit. So Skippy in 5th, now under pressure from Slow Seamus. Slow Seamus getting himself past Dodgy in the end. Dodgy then in 7th, Slow Seamus 6th, Popeye in 8th. Valium down more positions. He's been in the pits. Okay, fresh set of tyres on for Valium. Down in 9th position. Can he put those fresh set of softs to good use here? Rick 2 in 10th. Tyres looking a bit worn out as well. Manny in 11th. Fresh set of tyres on for him. Doug's just been in for a fresh set of mediums. Magenta Fez not stopped yet either. But Raffo's dropped himself in the pits. Obi-Wan just coming up on back marker Magenta. So now has a 7.5 second lead over JPH. Both drivers not stopped yet. Pilgrim, how you doing, brother? How are you doing? Tiny bit wide there for Obi-Wan. Winnie's left the room. Why has Winnie left the room? Magenta Fez just staying out of the way there, allowing Obi-Wan to come through. So where did Raffo come back out on track? Where is he? All the way down in 8th position. Battling it out with Popeye at the minute. Those fresh tyres will help him in that fight. Popeye not stopped yet. He's on a set of mediums as well, so they won't be running as fast as the softs anyway. So Raffo moves up another position. Can he hold on to that second once everyone else has done their pits? I think he'd got enough time over JPH to hold on to that position when he comes in. He's definitely Definitely coming under increased threat from Rob though. Rob's pushing hard at the end of this first stint. Gap was just below 2 seconds there. He did look visibly closer actually, Rob. So are we going to see these two throw themselves in the pits? Not yet. Obi-Wan stays out too. JPH out. Rob stays out. Skippy not been in yet. Is he going to come in this lap? No, stays out for another one as well. Slow Seamus also stops out. Might be looking for bang on the halfway mark, the 20 minutes, so one more lap for them. Dodgy not stopped yet either. Raffo has, and he's, what is he, 3.9 back from Dodgy. But nobody in front of him has pit yet. Closing up on Dodgy as well, 3.6 seconds the gap down to already. So Valium has stopped. He's managed to pick himself up half a second penalty though. Rick 2 still not stopped yet. Popeye just comes out, the fresh set of mediums on board for him. Magenta Fez has stopped now. Fresh set of tyres on for her. Oh, sorry, that's Manny again. Just look at the M, mate. Sorry. Manny then came in last lap. Doug's 12th, he's been in. Fresh set of mediums. Magenta not been in yet. Do we see Obi-Wan in at the end of this lap? Now would be the time. He's got plenty of time to play with as well. 9 seconds. Pit stops will be longer than that, but yeah, he's in. And he comes then. Is JPH going to follow him? Looks like it. Oh no, he's staying out. Rob does come in. JPH stops out. Skippy, what are you doing? Are you going to come in? Yes, you are. Magenta Fez comes in. Slow Seamus in. Dodgy in. And Raffo stops out. He's already been in. JPH takes the lead of the race then. Obi-Wan back out on track into second. Raffo, who was second, now 9.5 seconds back from Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan putting some decent laps in then, while Raffo's in the pits. He's got 11.5, 11.6 seconds to try and close up on JPH. Not stopped yet for JPH. He's not going to make it on that fuel either, so he will have to stop. Which will give Obi-Wan the lead of the race back, I would expect. He'll probably close up pretty quickly as well with that fresh set of tyres on. But he's managed to make a massive break from closest rival Raffo. 7.6 seconds the gap. Both drivers on a fresh set of softs. Rob then fourth, also fresh tyres, 8.7 seconds down. Skippy back out on fresh tyres in fifth. Valium already been in, managed to pick up more penalty actually. Valium 0.9 seconds now. Holding sixth though. Slow Seamus seventh. Oh, who's that? Is that Magenta Fez just trying to stay out of the way? Yeah, I think so. Slow Seamus seventh then. Dodgy in eighth. Both drivers been in. Fresh set of softs on board for them. Popeye out in ninth. Fresh set of tyres on board for him in the mediums. Magenta in 10th, but oh yeah, she has stopped. Oh, sorry, Manny in 10th. Done it again. Manny in 10th. Fresh set of tyres. Rick 2 11th. Also stopped. Doug's on the mediums. Magenta has now stopped. So what are you doing, JPH? You've done another lap on those tyres. Gap coming down as well. Down to 8.5 seconds. Obi-Wan putting a stomper on here then to try and close that gap up. Again, JPH is going to have to stop. He's only got a quarter of a tank of fuel left. Oh, he might be able to blag it if he does a little bit of fuel saving here and there. But you are going to see that gap come down rapidly between himself and Obi-Wan with the different tyre wear. That's for sure. Less than 7.5 seconds the gap. 17.5 minutes remaining. I think he'll easily be able to squeeze a second a lap out, if not a little bit more. Slow Seamus has left the room now. What's happened? I did see him ghosting out just as he overtook Magenta. Purple sectors from Obi-Wan. Yeah, I did see him ghosting out just after he passed Magenta. He was being chased by Dodgy. But whether he's got a technical fault, I'm sure we'll find out in the chat. Obi-Wan then gets the gap down to less than 5.5 seconds at the end of lap 13. 16.5 minutes remaining. Cool, he's smashing that time down. Tyres screaming in pain at the minute on JPH's car. I bet they're on fire at the minute. Gap down to 5 seconds. Great big gap between himself and Raffo now. 10.5 seconds. Another big gap back to Rob. Another 11.5 seconds. Nearly 12, sorry. Skippy 5.7 back in 5th. Valium in 6th. Still holding his penalty. Dodgy 7th. Popeye in 8th. Manny in 10th. Rick 2 11th. Doug's in Rick 2 in 10th, Doug's in 11th, and Magenta Fez in 12th. Oh, look at the time coming down. Look, 3.2 seconds. It was 5 seconds the last time we looked. There is Obi-Wan in the background, heading down towards this second hairpin. Get ourselves on board for a bit of bumper cam. 2.5 seconds the gap into the chicane of death then. JPH is going to have to take his time through here, that's for sure. Oh, Obi-Wan just clips the wall on the way out. Keeps them at a similar pace to JPH in front, but he's definitely closing up. Just less than 15 minutes remaining. Catches that apex nicely. He's going to close that gap up on JPH already. JPH comes in the pits anyway. That's then going to release Obi-Wan to retake the lead of the race. There he goes. Plenty of fuel on to finish. Raffo then second, still 11.4 seconds down, unfortunately. Can JPH get back out in? No, he can't. Rob comes through to take third off him. Won't be carrying enough speed. There goes Rob through then to take that third position. JPH comes out in fourth. He's going to have Skippy coming down this start-finish straight pretty damn quickly on his tail. Skippy actually 2.8 seconds down from JPH. Obi-Wan then comfortably out front, just getting past his teammate there. Doug's leaving the door wide open for Obi-Wan to come through, not putting him under any pressure. Really, we want to try and hang on to the back end of him, drag him through some of these sections. Not quite able to keep up with the first place man though. Whoa! What chicane of death there for Doug's. Did he get through cleanly? Oh yeah, he managed to get through without picking up any damage. Did look a bit scruffy. He did make it through. 13 minutes remaining then. Obi-Wan with 11.2 second lead from Raffo. Don't forget, people, to vote for driver of the day. It does give them extra points in the championship. Look, I've forgotten my coffee. 27 minutes into the race. Rob then taking that third. JPH, what is he, 3 seconds down? So close enough that if he drives it correctly, he could take that position back. He has got to worry about Skippy behind, still only 2.5 seconds back. Valium just behind in 6th. Still got a little bit of a penalty to drop. Under no threat at the minute from Dodgy. Dodgy another 9.5 seconds down in 7th. Popeye is 11.5 seconds back in 8th. Rick 2 another almost 12 seconds back in 9th. Manny the Gamer in 10th. Coming up behind Rick 2 actually, only 2 seconds down. Doug's unfortunately 47 seconds down in 11th. Ooh, wide through hairpin 2 as well. Magenta Fez a minute plus back from Doug's, but she has been chucking herself off track to avoid any incidents. Slowing down and staying out of the way. Pulls more time than Obi-Wan. The gap almost 13 seconds between himself and Raffo. Just over 11 minutes remaining. Oh, did you overfuel, Raffo? Yes, I think you did. That's what lost you all the time in the pits, didn't it? Still holding half a tank, and we've only got 11 minutes remaining. Obi-Wan has got about a quarter of a tank on. So definitely, that's where all your time went from the pit stops. Rob then 9.4 seconds down. JPH closed that gap up a little bit, taking about half a second out of Rob. Pulled the same half a second over Skippy behind as well. So that gap extends from 2.5 up to 3. Valium's decided to come in the pits for another set of tyres. Gets rid of the softs, come out on another set of softs. Holds on to his 7th position. He has got Popeye closing up on him pretty quickly down towards the first chicane. Should hold his line though, hold his position. Fresh tyres on board versus Popeye's semi-worn mediums. Oh, a little bit wide there for Popeye as well. Manny unfortunately losing a bit more time to Rick 2. Oh, he's got chicane 1 all wrong. Something's happened there, so that 3-second gap then extends up to about 8 seconds now. But again, under no threat from Doug's behind, 50 seconds back. Magenta Fez still rolling around, trying to stay out of the way. Obi-Wan though pulling even more time over Raffo, 14.9 seconds. So Rob is coming under increased pressure then. That gap between himself and JPH down to 1.4 seconds. Late stop for JPH, so his car's going to be in a little bit better condition tyre-wise. Very similar on fuel, a little bit more on board for JPH. It looks like these two are going to have a good old fight to the line. Down another 10th, down to 1.3. Down to a second now. JPH is on fire right now. Fast through this second chicane. You can see him all the time closing up on Rob in front. Gap down to 0.6 of a second. Well within slipstream range. We'll be getting a good tow over this hill down towards this second hairpin. Drivers hard on the brakes into this one, don't want to run it too wide. Down towards chicane of death then. Rob in front, they have got Doug to the back marker just to negotiate past. All 3 drivers through the chicane of death. JPH closing up even more on Rob though, might be able to make the move into this final turn. braking. He gets it. Can Rob get him back? No, he can't. A little bit squirrely out of the exit there for JPH. That brings Rob right back into contention. Using the slipstream. They're right behind Doug's as well. Doug's is not going to help JPH out. They're different teams here. Oh, it's 3 wide down into turn 1. A little bit of bumping and a barging, but they all stay on track just about. JPH holds on to that third, but for how long? Rob now making a move. A little bit slow out of that chicane for JPH. Rob not able to make the move on him. JPH holds third, then Rob fourth. Doug's back marker just being dropped by these two now, but Rob trying to hang on to JPH. Now can he get a good exit out of this chicane? Whoa. Still closing up, still within slipstream range. Can he now fire one down the inside at hairpin 2? JPH puts his car right in the middle. Rob backs off. Goes for a slightly different line on the way through hairpin 2, but it's not benefited him. Still hanging on in there though. Just 0.3 of a second between these two as they go through the entrance to chicane of death through the exit. Oof. Stay out of the wall, both drivers. JPH actually putting a bit of time over Rob now. Down up 2.6 of a second. So it's the battle for the final podium position here. Rob again just not able to quite compete with JPH. Those fresher tyres just helping him out a little bit. Still just within slipstream range, but you can see JPH is just pulling the odd 10th on him through the turns. Rob will close up again down towards turn 1, but he's nowhere near as close as he was before. Just able to keep your foot buried, JPH. So less than 5 minutes remaining. Can Rob hang on to the coattails of JPH? Make a move towards the end of the race. Where's Obi-Wan? 17 seconds up front now. Absolutely no way that anybody can catch him now. Absolutely no way. Not unless he buries it in the wall. Even then, it's only light damage, so it won't last him too long. Raffo then got 9.5 seconds still over JPH. JPH is pulling time over Rob. 1.2 seconds that gap. Yeah, those tyres just helping him out. Rob holding fourth though. Yeah, so make sure you vote for driver of the day, people. Hit that like button. Tell your mates. Tell your mums. Skippy then fifth. Dodgy holding sixth position, under no threat really. He's got Skippy in front, but 18 seconds. 15 seconds back to Popeye in 7th. I think that's Doug's he's coming back up onto. Yes, it is in 11th. So Popeye 7th, Rick 2 in 8th. Another 5 seconds down. Valium in 9th. Still got a little bit of a penalty to lose. Oh, he's got it wrong somewhere. A bit of damage. Again, that'll repair itself. And there it goes. Manny in 10th. Doug's in 11th. Oh, Doug's in the sand. Doug's in 11th. And Magenta 12th. 2 drivers lost from this race tonight. We've lost Winnie and Slow Seamus. Obi-Wan making a slight mistake somewhere. Or has he had to go a little bit careful on fuel here? Down to 15 seconds, the gap between himself and Raffo. Has he got enough fuel on? Plenty on for Raffo. Has Obi-Wan timed this perfectly? Or is he going to have to make a quick splash and dash? Oh, Coasted into the final turn, losing time again to Obi-Wan. Yeah, he's trying to save fuel here. He might have to put 2 laps in. That gap definitely coming down. 13.5 seconds between himself and Raffo. Raffo's still at absolute full chat down there. Don't think, unless Obi-Wan runs out of fuel. See, the lap's at 1:48. They're already into lap 22. 1:30 left on the clock. I think they're going to see another lap. Obi-Wan's going to have to do some real magician stuff here. He's going to have to use all the force powers he knows, get those midichlorians up and running. Gap down to 10 seconds. Can Obi-Wan stretch this lap out to a minute without losing the place to Raffo? Is he going to allow Raffo to close up too much, have to go for another lap and lose the position due to full fuel saving? It's all getting a bit heated here. Gap down to 8.5 seconds. Raffo just coming through the second hairpin. Obi-Wan just coming out of chicane of death. Raffo just heading in. Gap down to 8 seconds. Oh, someone in the background's ploughed it into the wall. Not taken Raffo out, thank God. So all sorts of cars bouncing around into the tunnel there. Can Obi-Wan drag it out for 19 seconds? No, he can't. There's no way he's going to be able to do this. He's going to have to stick that next lap in. Is Raffo going to get across the line? 10, 9. Yes, he is. Full hammer for Raffo then. And it's still tricky for Obi-Wan. Gap down to 6.5 seconds. Timer ticks over to show us that this is now final lap. I think Obi-Wan might just be able to squeeze this one out. I bet he's sweating in his sim rig, I can imagine. Gap down to 6.5. We have got drivers already crossing the line. Rob takes 4th then. Skippy comes home 5th. Dodgy takes 6th. Popeye is going to come home for 7th. Just going to keep my eye on where 1st and 2nd are. So Popeye 7th, Rick 2 takes 8th. Where are the top 2? Here they are, just coming down towards chicane of death. Obi, I think he knows he's got enough fuel on now. He's put the pressure back on. Gap back up to 7.6 seconds. Keeps it out of the wall there as well. Literally just got to coast it around this turn here. Press it to the line. Most of the drivers have finished, got a couple still behind. Oh, is that you out of fuel, Valium? There you go then, Obi-Wan taking the win tonight. Comfortably as well. Well, not very comfortably right at the end there. Raffo coming home to take 2nd. JPH is going to come home for 3rd. Again, only just almost out of fuel. Rob takes 4th, Skippy 5th, Dodgy 6th, Popeye 7th, Rick 2 8th, Manny 9th, Duds in 10th, and then we'll have to wait for the rest. Obi-Wan, oh, bet you were sweating at the end there. 17 seconds lead. And then you looked at fuel gauge and went, oh my God. So yes, Obi-Wan taking the win then, Raffo 2nd, JPH 3rd, Robin 4th, Skippy 5th, Dodgy in 6th, Popeye 7th, Rick 2 8th, Manny the Gamer 9th, Dugs in 10th, Valium in 11th at the end there, Magenta Fez in 12th, and unfortunately we lost Slow Seamus and Winnie. So that was round 5 of P1RC's Audi TT series. Back again, same time, same place next week. I myself am back tomorrow night, same time, 9 o'clock for the next round of MRC's GTTCC. Yamajiwa and... oof, what's the other circuit? Oof. I can't remember. But, yeah, 2 races again tomorrow night for you. 2 different circuits, 2 different cars being used as well. Does make it a little bit more interesting. It is a one-make race for race 1, and then it's free choice for race 2. So that's tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Back Monday night as well, 8:30 for the Tanso Racing Group Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. Really good battles in there. Wednesday, 8:30 for MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League as well. Just kicked off with first round last... was it first round last week? Second round last week. So, yeah. Let's see how everyone gets on. But that's it for tonight. Nothing else for you lot to watch. Not on my channel anyway. You can go wherever you want now. But yeah, that's about it from this one tonight. If you want to help my channel out, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can get over to this buymeacoffee.com/darksmoker. But if you actually want something for your money, rather than dropping a donation, I have got t-shirts and stickers available. Stickers are £3 a pair, which is pretty much the same as a donation to buy me a coffee, but at least you get something for your money. And t-shirts are £22 each, plus free postage and a free sticker of your choice. So get hold of me at the on the Facebook page or at darksmoker@googlemail.com, and hit me up if you want any of that. Again, that's pretty much it for tonight. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.